rest of the race. Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums. Spare energy, use your overtake button. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Confirmed.
pack. P1, Ricardo is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. You have 25 laps to go. Ricardo window behind, less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:34.6. To teammate behind is 4.1 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in 5th. The time last lap was a 1:35.0. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well. Push now. We're boxing this. We're leading our teammate by 5.0 seconds. Sebastian's in for his stop. To teammate behind is 10.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 18th. We're leading our teammate by 28.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 18th. complete. Go now. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires. Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy. Okay, gap ahead is 2.9 seconds. Increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. race, you're catching the car in front by a second per lap. Is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed? Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums. Good job. We want to pit this lap, so push now. Is gaining on you by 5/10 a lap. Hamilton behind. The gap to the car behind is 2.4 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:34.9. first position, front of the pack. Hamilton is behind you. Our gap behind is 2.1 seconds. They're on old hards. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. 11 laps to go. Hamilton behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.9 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 10 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.5. To teammate behind is 31.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 15th. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing. Issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, copy that. Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Release. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 8th place. You're in 8th place. Bottas ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on old hards. Norris is behind you. The gap behind us is 8.0 seconds. They're on fresh hards. Okay, gap to leader, 2.7 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 9 laps to go. No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. The fastest lap is a 1:33.7. As things stand, we'll be second in the championship. Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to it. You're sat in P8. Bottas is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. Norris behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on old hards. Our gap to first place is 2.8 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 7 laps to go. Russell ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 0.9 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 14 laps old. The time last lap was a 2:21.9. Brilliant. Nice. As things stand, we'll be second in the championship. Kvyat is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.5. You're gaining by 8 tenths. 8 tenths. You have P5. P5. Kvyat ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on old hards. Ocon behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. The gap to the leader is 4.0. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Stroll ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 1.2 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:34.9. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap. We have 5. Fourth position. You're in fourth position. Stroll is ahead of you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old hards. Kvyat behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on old hards. The distance to the leader is 3.7 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 5 laps till the end. P3. You are currently in P3. Ricardo is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 1.3 seconds. They're on old hards. Stroll is behind you. They're on old hards. Okay, gap to leader, 3.5 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. We're leading our teammate by 5.8 seconds. Gap to teammate behind is 7.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 13th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.3. You have P3, P3, Ricardo ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 1.0 seconds. They're on old hards. Stroll behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. Our gap to first place is 3.5 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 4 laps remaining. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Yellow flag. Okay, clear. Second place, you're in second place. Hamilton is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 2.8 seconds. They're on old hards. Ricardo is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old hards. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. This is your final lap of the race. As things stand, we'll be second in the championship. Our teammate by 11.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 13th. The time last lap was a 1:35.4. Nice work, you did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.